east, one leg in the west, and I'm right down the middle. I'm gonna do my best. Got the love, the feeling. Yeah, got to love the feeling. Got the love with the feeling, man. I know he's in love with the girl.
Are you welcome? This is Italia Music Tribe, and today one of the best harmonica player, singer, and athlete from UK, Will Wilde. How are you, Will?
Hey man, I'm good. I'm good.
Can you tell me about your story?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been playing harmonica for about 17 years now. I was a drummer as a kid, and I picked up the harp when I was about 16 or 17, and just taught myself how to play. I grew up listening to a lot of rock music, but when I started playing the harp was when I really got into blues music, stuff like Muddy Waters, Sonny Boy Williamson, James Cotton, all that kind of stuff. And then more recently, I've kind of gone back to the rock thing. I suppose I had to kind of develop my own style on the harp, and I invented my own tuning as well that makes it fit more in a rock setting. So I started a new band during the lockdown. It's called Bad Luck Friday, and we just put out our second single from the record 2 days ago. A single called Banshee. So, yeah.
And what do you do for your vocal cords? Because I hear a great voice.
Oh, thanks.
I think a great street.
Yeah, I mean, for years I didn't really think too much about vocal technique, and I think when I first started singing and on the first few solo records I did, the vocals aren't particularly great, but the last few years I started to really kind of study vocals and worked with a few different vocal coaches.
With keyboard.
Sometimes, I find it the best kind of vocal exercise and things for me are not the scales as such, but more just kind of making sounds that get you to experience your voice and kind of feel how things should be placed, especially with more aggressive vocals like grit, So I started off working with a vocal coach called Nikki Lambourne. She's a singer from Never the Bride, who I play harp with sometimes. And then more recently, I've been studying with Chris Lipe, who's quite big on YouTube, and he really specializes in more like aggressive vocal techniques. So I learned a lot from him.
'Cause my soul's been sold, and I was born on Bad Luck Friday, the 13th day of May. I was born on Bad Luck Friday. Can make these demons go away.
And your source of inspiration?
So what was the question? Who are my main inspirations for writing? I mean, it varies a lot. I mean, this album I've just made, Bon Scott, I've got Bon Scott on my t-shirt right now.
Wow,
He was
my idol.
For anyone that maybe doesn't know, he was singer of AC/DC before Brian Johnson. So I think the like the Highway to Hell record in particular kind of inspired a lot of the lyrical themes for this record, particularly on songs like 666 at the Crossroads and Banshee, Bad Luck Friday. So yeah, Born and AC/DC have been a big influence. more modern bands, I suppose, like Blackstone Cherry, Hailstorm. You know, they're two of my favorite bands currently. Rival Sons as well. They're got more of a kind of vintage sound to us, but yeah, Blackstone Cherry were a big influence because I saw them play at the Ramblin' Man Fair a few years ago. We were playing on the Rising stage, and they were headlining on the main stage, and it was the first kind of current, kind of contemporary rock band that I'd heard in a long time, where I thought, I could do something similar to that and it would still feel authentic, So with this record, I wanted to do something along the lines of Blackstone Cherry and Hailstorm, but with harmonica solos thrown into the mix as well. Yeah.
The young people of your country, how they live the music of today? Because I think the music is changed now. Is a great explosion about heavy metal, the blues, rock and roll, and soul, and
Right.
it's great. It's a very great season.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know how, younger people are finding music these days. I think a lot of people are discovering stuff on Spotify through playlists. So and off of like TV series and films and things. So it seems to me like younger people are just kind of discovering songs and listening to singles, but they're less inclined to go and check out a whole album, which I kind of find strange, because the first thing I do if I hear a song I really like by an artist I haven't heard before is go and try and find more stuff by them. But I think, today's culture of Spotify playlists and things, yeah, there's just so much stuff out there that doesn't seem to happen so much.
Can you tell me about your harmonica? Which ones do you have? And also about your harmonica line, because I know
Yeah.
about
So I play
special harmonica.
Seydel harmonicas. I've got various different tunings, but the main tuning I use is my own custom tuning. If you can see
Wow.
this
This is
called
your
the Wilde tuning. And basically it's just the notes are configured in a way that lets me use more expression in the upper octave. So I can do all this kind of stuff up at the top, more kind of electric guitar like sound.
See, it's like a guitar. When I
Yeah.
hear it's fantastic. It's great. And I would like to explain to our audience
Yeah.
the first step to play like with your technique.
Right. To someone that's never played harmonica before, or
No, for
for harmonica players?
for the beginner. For the beginner.
Yeah. So I suppose the first step is to learn how to play single notes. So one hole at a time, and then to learn how to bend notes like this.
This is bending. This is bending.
So bending is basically I'm kind of going E or like this inside my mouth, and it lowers the pitch of the note. And that lets you add like bluesy expression and lets you access notes that otherwise aren't there. And then a very big part of my sound is the vibrato, which is this kind of sound.
With the
Right. Yeah. So there's two types of vibrato that I use. So the main one is the throat. So I'm going, which you feel right in here. So that's a 2-draw on a G harp. And then the other vibrato I use sometimes is a jaw vibrato, which I tend to just use on bent notes or on really high notes, which it's just moving the jaw up and down.
your microphone is
Yeah.
is very strange,
Right.
and I want to know every single thing about this incredible microphone.
Okay, cool. I don't think I have it here right now, but the mic I was using recently, you know, the whole album I just made was just an SM58. I've been using that for quite a while. But somebody sent me their dynamic M88 a few months ago, and I switched to using that now. It's got a stronger output than the 58, and it's got more kind of low mid. It kind of enhances the low mids more, so it really kind of pushes and drives the amp and gives you a kind of fatter tone. Yeah. But I've always preferred stick mics to bullet mics, mainly because of the way they feel. You know, I just don't really like the bullet like here. I'd rather just have the stick mic. But yeah, I don't get too into gear and stuff. In the past, I've had loads of different mics and different amps and things, but these days I keep it pretty simple, really.
Can we talk about your latest record? It's a great.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the album is called Bad Luck Friday. The band is also called Bad Luck Friday. And we recorded it, myself and Steve, our guitar player, wrote and recorded all of the songs over during the COVID lockdowns. And we started out just getting together in like a small home studio like this one.
Wow.
And just put all the ideas down with like programmed drums at first, you know, just to get all the song ideas down. And then we worked and refined and, you know, changed the structures and things for over the course of about 2 years, really. Just kept refining the same sort of 10 songs to get them to you know, where they are now. And then we got together in a bigger studio to record the drums and the bass. So it's been a lot of fun. You know, it's I don't think there's really been sort of harmonica led band quite like it before, you know, because it is just a hard rock album with harp solos instead of guitar solos, you know. Yeah.
It's great album. Great album.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for the interview. I hope
No
to see
problem.
you
Thanks for
soon
having me on.
in Italy. Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.